Welcome back, my crafters and starlights. I'm so excited to create something incredible with you guys on today. But before we get started, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a video. And now, without further ado, let's get started. Alright everybody, so today's video is going to be a slightly bit different than my other 3 videos I've ever made. It's basically just going to be me talking about being a freshly graduated a freshly graduated entrepreneur. I'm not really going to be, doing a tutorial or crocheting a specific project, but I am going to try to finish my bow because I have to market these off very soon. So yeah, let's get into it. So basically on today, I just wanted to sit down and talk to you all what life has been. Oh no. I might keep that in there. I may or may not keep that in there. So basically what I wanted to talk to you guys on today was about how postgraduate oh my gosh. So on today's video, I wanted to basically talk about what post-graduation life has been like for me as not only just a young woman, but also as a young entrepreneur who runs her own business by herself, So graduation is one of those kinds of milestones that people hype up for you your entire life. And once you toss that cap in the air, you're told that everything is just going to change, like boom. So I wanted to share just my personal experience and what I've learned so far, the highs and lows of being a young entrepreneur, and what I see for myself in the future. Maybe some of you can relate. Maybe some of you just want to hear what I have to say so that you can just peek into what I'm going through. So the first question that some people ask me, not everybody, but some, how did it feel to graduate? Graduation kind of felt like a fever dream. I spoke the benediction at my graduation, and I can say that I ate. But for real, walking across the field and hearing my name being called felt like I had a reason to be proud of myself, because not only did I graduate as an honor graduate, but I broke a generational curse. My mama had me when she was young, and she still graduated. She did her big one. She was still an honor graduate. Clock that. But honestly, I can say that the late nights that I had to go through, the early mornings when I didn't want to wake up, and the headaches, the migraines, sometimes I think back and I'm like, it was worth it. I was number 16 in my class. I had all A's, and I was running my own business at the age of 18. I had a lot to be proud of. While feeling this feeling of pride, there was just one question in the back of my mind my entire senior year, even at graduation, but literally my entire senior year. Now what? That was the question. That's the part that people don't really tell you about. What I mean by that is you're so used to having structure, like classes and bells and teachers telling you where you have to go and what you have to do in a day, like 5 days a week. Now that you don't have that, it's just like, what am I supposed to do? Trust me, I've asked myself this so many different times. In a way, it's exciting, but it's also intimidating. Some of my friends already had their career plans already planned out for them. They already knew what they wanted to do, like going to college or to a tech school, to the military, the army, the navy. They wanted to do all of this. They already had it all planned out. And honestly, I felt like that I was behind because I didn't know what I wanted to do. But I also knew that I know what I love to do, which is crocheting. I love anything art related. I am a band student. I'm an artist. I'm a writer. I'm a crocheter. I'm partly an actor. I do all of this stuff because it's something that I love to do. Art is my passion, okay? Art is my passion, and it's something that I have loved from a very, very young age. I'm just an expressive child, as you can tell by my colors and my outfits. You can't really see everything, but even though I knew that I loved art and I love anything art related, I felt like that I couldn't just choose just one thing to do for the rest of my life. And I still feel like that, like to this day. To sum it up, graduation was pride, freedom, and a little sadness about leaving behind that chapter of my life. It's a whole lot of things that I don't know about that's ahead of me. The only person that knows is God. That's the only person that knows. He has whatever he has planned for me, and all I have to do is focus on getting to whatever point in my life that he has in store for me. The second question that people usually ask me a lot: how did Naya Nova start? I know my YouTube channel says Starlit Nova. It's just something that I wanted to add a little, you know. But Naya Nova didn't start out as something planned. I didn't plan to have a crochet business. It started off with me in quarantine trying to figure out something to do with my life, you know. Being in the house all day, nothing to do, and you're just bored, like the song says. Bored in the house, I'm in the house bored. I started crocheting because I wanted a hobby. I wanted something to do with my time, with being in the house by myself. Well, not by myself, but you get what I mean. I wanted something to do so that I didn't have to be bored, that I didn't have to do the same old thing every day, have to keep worrying about the pandemic at the time. And I found out that my great grandma crochets as well, because my grandma has a blanket that she made, and it kind of made me more interested, and it made me want to keep crocheting. So it started off as a small passion, and as I learned, I grew to love it. Over time, I started to experiment with different things, like different items, different types of crocheting, and different patterns as well. When I first started crocheting, it was terrible. It was terrible. I tried to make a row of single crochets, and it ended up turning out like the letter J. So you could imagine that. But after a while of me, you know, learning and trial and error, people started noticing. People being my mama. My mama is my #1 supporter, and I am forever grateful for my mama. She bought my first item. She's the first person to ever request a crochet item from me. And I'll put a picture right here so you can see. It was a ruffle hat. She had seen it on TikTok, I think. She wanted me to make it for her because she thought that it would look really cute. And it did. The only thing that I can say, when I'm like me being my own critic, it was too big. It was way too big. In the back, it kind of like laid off of her head, so anytime she wears it, she has to like put bobby pins in her hair and in the hat so that it can just stay up there without it looking like it's sagging. So after I made the hat for my mom, she posted it on her Facebook and she encouraged me to do the same. Not Facebook, because I don't have it, but on Instagram. She encouraged me to post the pictures on Instagram, and it actually got some recognition for it. Even though it was just one small project, people thought that it was really, really cute and they wanted me to make them for them. Mainly at that time, it was more like adults that wanted me to make them at the time. There was one girl that was my age who was my classmate and she wanted me to make her one. But she didn't want me to make the ruffles as big. She wanted me to make them small. But either way, she loved it. Not only that, she wanted me to make her a bow as well. So, yeah, I kind of got some money that day. But that's when I realized, and when my mama realized, that I could do this for more than just a hobby. I could actually make a living out of this if I put enough effort and if I tried enough. But I didn't want to just sell my crochet pieces. I wanted to actually build something that represented me, you know, my creativity, my style, my personality, and my love for handmade things. Because like I said, I am an artistic person. I am a very creative person and I love to express myself through art. So that's how Naya Nova came to be. Nova means star, light, explosion, and it felt like I was explaining myself. Bright, creative, and ready to shine in my own way. And honestly, looking back, it's wild to see how something this small became something so big for me. It grew into a business that motivates me every single day. Even on days when I don't feel like crocheting, I'm always trying to figure out some kind of strategy to get my business put out there into my community. And all of this started with only a passion. Sorry y'all, I had to go get me some water. My voice is cracking way too much and I can't have that in my video. So now, let's get on to the third question. So the third question that I have been asked, not only by my peers, by my relatives, by random people on the street, but also in school with an important competition for my business. What's it like running your own business at such a young age? Running a business at my age, it sounds nice, like getting the money, but there's a lot of things you have to reconsider when running a business. I'm not gonna say that running a business has been the hardest thing to do in my life. It's definitely challenging, but it's not the hardest thing I've ever had to do. But even with the challenges, it has been very rewarding, trust me. Like I said, the money, but for me, it's not necessarily about the money. It's more about seeing people's reaction to my products. Let me be real though. Being a young entrepreneur, it sounds cool, but it's a lot of work behind the scenes. Like this video right now is gonna be a lot of work. Crocheting every item by myself, a lot of work. Marketing, a lot of work. Everything, especially when you're an entrepreneur, meaning you're by yourself, unless you're a sole proprietorship or you're a corporation. But being an entrepreneur is one of the toughest things that you have to do at such a young age. I started this business back in 2024. I was 16 turning 17. The first big project that I ever made in my life was my birthday dress. It's gonna be right here. Don't judge the picture, okay? We look and we don't judge. But being an entrepreneur, I'm gonna put this down so I can go ahead and say this. Being an entrepreneur, it's a lot of work to be put behind there. Sometimes it feels like I'm wearing 10 hats at one time. Like, I feel like I should be the cat in the hat and thing 1 and thing 2 every single day. And it's not really stressful, but like when you're by yourself and you don't have people around you that you can like put in your business as well to help you come up with those kind of products, then yeah, it gets difficult sometimes. One day I'm a designer, the next day I'm a marketer, the next day I'm an accountant, the next day I'm part of customer service. Sometimes I'm even a photographer 24/7. Every video that I make and that I post, that is all by me. Everything that is edited is by me. I'm doing all of this myself to promote my business and to put it out there in the world for people to see. And even though it has been one of the most struggling things to do, it's worth it. I promise you it's worth it. It's so worth it. I'm gonna keep saying that. It is worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth it. Okay? Being a young entrepreneur though, it helps you. It helps you a lot. You learn a lot of things by learning how to do stuff for yourself and not have to depend, not necessarily depend, but you don't have to rely on other people to do something that you already know how to do. Not only physically, but skill-wise, time management, marketing, organizational skills, all the things that people teach you and that the teachers teach you in high school about business. If you really want to run your business by yourself, if you want to be an entrepreneur, pay attention to those classes, because I promise you they are going to help you in the long run. I promise you they will. And if you do pay attention and you don't necessarily have those skills yet, it's okay. Being an entrepreneur can help you plan all that stuff out and work on that. Like, time management is a big issue for me. I have a big family and sometimes we do a lot of things throughout the day, and sometimes I don't necessarily have time. But now that I have graduated and my siblings are off at school and my parents do whatever they have to do, I find the time now. Once they're at school, I record my videos, I make my products by myself, and I get the job done. So being an entrepreneur, I have learned a lot of things by being an entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur, and it has helped me in the long run so much. So anything that I say, I'm speaking from personal experience. You may not have gone through it, you may have gone through it, but I'm just letting you know now, it is worth it. If you're really focused on being an entrepreneur and you're passionate about it, take that chance because it's worth it. Okay guys, sorry about that. My microphone started to die, so I had to kind of wrap that up and charge it for a little bit. But anyway, next question. How do you balance personal life and business? Balance is probably one of the biggest challenges for me sometimes. Some days I can be very productive and other days I don't even want to. Some days I can be very productive. I could be crocheting all day, all night. Other days I don't even want to touch yarn or crochet hook at all. And at first I used to feel a little guilty about that because I felt like I wasn't doing enough for my business, even though that I wanted to put myself out there. I'm just like, girl, how are you going to get famous or how are you going to get more recognition if you being lazy. And my mama even called me out on that. Like, she was telling me, like, Naya, you have to step your game up. If you really want to turn this into a career for yourself, you gonna have to step up. You gonna have to do what you need to do to get where you want to be. And I 100% agree. This is why I love my mama. Nobody can tell me otherwise. Okay? I used to feel so bad that I didn't want to crochet on some days, but over time and now, I have realized that resting is part of the process, because I learned not from crocheting but from high school. If I push myself to the limits, I will burn out. Then I will be stressed out, and then I start to have migraines. Throughout high school, I have had terrible migraines. It could be 90 degrees outside. I could be freezing, or I could not be able to open my eyes. I can't work. I can't focus. My migraines get terrible when I'm stressed out. And that's when I know I have pushed myself to the limit. And I have learned now that I have to back away from that. And sometimes when I feel like I'm overwhelmed, I just need to take a step back, sit down, maybe go to sleep, and then come back to it. Because I can't be stressed out. But, you know, since I just graduated, the excuse I have for being lazy, it's just like I kind of just wanted to enjoy my life outside of Naya Nova. Like, spending time with my family, my friends, partner, or even just relaxing on some days and not doing anything. Because I learned that those kinds of things matters too. But I also know that doing that too much can throw your game off so much. Even though being an entrepreneur is very important to me, I don't want it to be the only thing that defines me. So right now, I'm teaching myself that balance isn't always about being perfect every day. Sometimes it's about listening to myself and knowing when to work hard and when to take a step back. Because that balance right there is what keeps me from losing my love for crocheting in the first place. You have to take mental health days sometimes, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. So let's go to question number 5. Hold on, let me count these rows real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I gotta do 9 more rows. Sorry, y'all. I have to have 40 rows, and I'm 32 right now. Next question. What do you see for your future? I'm sorry. What do I see for my future? When I think about the future, I get excited sometimes. For Naya Nova, I see it growing to something much bigger than just a small little crochet shop or just a little room in a future house of mine. I want it to actually become something bigger, like a brand that people can recognize the moment they see it. Not because of just the items, but because of the creativity and passion and love put behind it. I also picture myself experimenting with new designs, adding more products, and maybe even doing fashion shows one day. I just want to reach people beyond my community so that I can show that crocheting isn't just a hobby for old people. Let's get that straight. There are more than old people that can crochet. Young people crochet. There are more things you can crochet than just blankets and scarves all day. Okay? For the people that like to say that crocheting is a granny hobby, I'm just letting you know that. But crocheting doesn't have to be just a hobby or just making blankets and scarves like I've already said. You can make high top quality fashion with this. It can be decor. It can be whatever you want to make it to be. But at the same time, I know I have other dreams as well. Fashion design excites me. Acting excites me. And I'm curious about other careers like business, maybe psychology, and art. Some people might see that as being indecisive, but I feel like that I'm being open to different options. I don't want to feel like I need to lock in on one specific career when I can have multiple. And plus, I'm still discovering who I am as Naya, as Janaya. I'm still discovering who I am as a person and still discovering what I want to do and not what I let other people put inside of my head. Because that's something that you have to really, really pay attention to. Don't do something because other people view it as right. Do it because you yourself think that it's right. So, all in all, my future is mainly about growth, exploration, and staying open. I want to chase what inspires me, even though it scares me a little bit. It does. There's nothing wrong with that though, because I know as long as I keep moving forward, I'll know the right path just for me. I had to go off camera for a little bit to film, to do this part. I did the 40 rows of half double crochets for my bow, and now we're going to attach it and go over our last question for this video. So this last question isn't necessarily a question that people ask me, but I feel like that me being who I am, I feel like that I should give this to people that need it. So the last question is, what advice would you give to other young people? So let's get started, because it's a lot that I want to explain to you all. I'm going to be reading off of this because I kind of I had to write this out so that I could know what it is I'm going to say without, you know, trailing off into another realm. So give me a second. What advice could you give to other young people? If I could give advice to anybody watching this video who's my age, younger or older, I'd say this: don't feel pressured to have your whole life figured out right away. I know that pressure is real, especially after graduation and even before then. Like I said, I felt the pressure my entire senior year, so I know exactly how any of you may feel. You'll look around and you'll see people going off to college, joining the military, starting jobs, and it's easy to feel like you're left behind and you're not on the same path like I was. But the truth that I had to realize myself, and that I want you guys to realize, is that there's no one size fits all timeline. What I've learned, and what I'm still learning, is that it's okay to take your time. You know, it's okay to explore things, and sometimes you won't know exactly what you want to do, but trying new things is how you figure that out. So if you're curious about something, go for it. Start that small business, take that class, pick up that hobby, or even just do research on careers that you're interested in. You don't have to commit to one thing for the rest of your life. Every step, even the messy ones, is teaching something about yourself. And here's the part that I want to say to not just you, but also to myself as well, because I feel like that people in me, that I and other people need to hear this. Failing is not the end of the world. Failure is just proof that you tried and that you did your best. And that is the best you can ever do when doing something new. A big example of this was my senior year. My school has this entrepreneurial competition program where students who have small businesses or who want to start small businesses can enter in. I entered in this competition my senior year. I prepared for it my junior year, and I ended up making all the way up to the semifinals. And it was just 3 people, me and 2 other girls. I ended up placing second, and somebody else took first place. And even though that I was disappointed that I didn't get first place, I was extremely happy. I was happy. And I wanted to tell you guys why. Also, the bow is finished. I just have to cut the ends, but it's finished. It's so cute. So to elaborate on why I am no longer disappointed that I got second place instead of first. Everyone told me that I should have been the one to win first place, but I'm not mad at who won first place. I'm super proud of her, but I'm also proud of myself. Even though I wanted that first place title so bad, I got something more out of it. I got more recognition and more expansion than I realized. People who was watching the competition at school and on the live stream, they started to message me. They messaged me and gave me encouraging messages, tips and ideas on what to do for my business. And I even had some of the judges contact my teachers and buy something from me. That is huge. Not only that, we all won a cash prize. So I was like, I hit the jackpot. I went up there, I was so nervous. I was scared to my wits' end. I was nervous, like knees buckling. I'm shaking in my boots, scared. Placing second in that competition made me realize a lot more about myself and my business and what people think of me. Even though I lost that competition, there are so many people who was in that room with me that fully still supported my business even though I didn't place first. I am forever grateful for those people that supported my business even though I didn't place first, because that recognition and that growth itself, it ended up being worth more than just a title or a check. It was something more to me. So my advice to people my age, younger or older, what feels like is a loss in the moment is really a gain. It's something that's going to push you forward. So don't compare what you're going through or your path right now to somebody else's. Everybody's path is going to be different because nobody is you. Nobody can do anything like you. You have to have that competence. I'm trying to have a moment here and I'm messing up my words. Like, what? You have to have that confidence in yourself. And you have to know that you can do it. Because this is something that my mom tells me all the time. And for a long time, I could never get to that point. But after that competition and after my entire senior year of everything that went on, that can be discussed in a later video. But after everything that I went through my senior year, I knew right then and there that I'm me. And can't nobody tell me anything about myself that I don't already know. Nobody can tell me that I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't be a big business. I can't be an entrepreneur. I'm never gonna get awards a day in my life. I'm never gonna get famous. No one can tell me that. The only person who can tell you who you're going to be in the future is you, based off of the choices that you make. That is the only thing that I want to say. So, my advice, don't be afraid of setbacks. Don't be afraid of them at all. Trust your journey through life, even though you feel uncertain about something. Because that's exactly what I'm trying to do in this moment. And I just wanted to express that with you guys on today. Keep doing you. Keep doing you. Keep being you. Never let anyone tell you that you're less than what you are. That's the most important thing about this. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting me on this journey. It really means the world to me to know that I have people supporting me as I grow Naya Nova and figure out what my next steps are in life. My next video will be posted on this Saturday about 12 o'clock EST. It'll basically be a part two of the how to crochet step by step for beginners. So stay tuned for that. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments what dreams or goals you're working towards right now. And I love to hear your stories as well. And let me know if what I said kind of resonated with you a little bit. Even if it didn't resonate with you, just tell me what you thought about the whole conversation. Until next time, stay creative and stay shining. Bye-bye.